Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Diana. Today we are talking about leadership and growing weary. In this series, we are going to look at what the Bible says about how to lead well. You are leading in your career, in your homes, in your teams, at school, in committees, or in your personal life. And we're going to look at verses in the Bible that are going to help us lead well like Jesus. Today, we are talking about enduring weariness. Listen to today's verse. It's found in Galatians chapter 6, starting in verse 9. It says this: "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." I remember the first time I read that verse on my own. I was in high school and I was talking with a friend about how hard it was at times to live out our values as a Jesus follower, how discouraging it was at times to see all of the pain and the problems around us. I remember opening up to Galatians 6. I don't really know why, but I said, I wonder what God has to say to us about this. And as we read the chapter out loud, verse 9 seemed to jump off the pages. And we both said, wow, it's like God's talking straight to us. He said, let us not grow weary in doing good, it said. And it told us that at the proper time, God will bring about a harvest. You see, God's goodness grows a valuable harvest. Let me say that again. God's goodness grows a valuable harvest. Well, growing up in the Midwest, I know a thing or two about harvest and farming. That when you plant fruit or vegetables or crops, it takes some time for them to grow from seed into fruit. And if the farmer got impatient with the time that it took, or impatient with the hard work of tending to the field and pulling out weeds, they might be tempted to simply stop the whole process, till up the entire field and say, well, this was a bust. But what if they wait? If they persevere? In time, they often see a harvest of crop. Today, I want to remind you that as you lead in God's good ways, and as you echo the goodness of God, hang in there. At the proper time, a harvest will come. Leading in the ways of God's goodness, it is worth it at school, at home, in your career, in your projects. You see, God's goodness grows a valuable harvest. It's worth enduring for with God's help and God's guidance. So does your leadership lead in a way that God would call good? God's goodness grows a valuable harvest. Let's ponder these things. We'll see you next time.